Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video. And today we're retouching this image as you can see on my screen here. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to zoom in the image a little bit. I'm going to be cropping this image. This image was taken in my studio, obviously. I did a behind the scenes of this shoot once. I'm just going to link it in the description for you guys to see it. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is to crop the image. So when I crop this image, it will be the full size image for Instagram. So I'm going to come over here to the crop tool, and then you have to ensure that it's 4:5 ratio or 8:10 in inches, right? Then I'm just going to scroll up, and I'm just going to hold one of the edges and just put it up like this. All right, I think I may want to do that, just like that. All right, I'm going to press enter. All right, good. Press enter. I'm not sure if you ever noticed, sometimes when you do a crop without creating a new image, you'll not see the background here anymore. What you could do is to go to, I believe it's layer, then new, then background from layer. So you get back the background. All right, good. So what I'm going to do now is to start cleaning up the image. And to do that, I'm just going to create a duplicate. Then I'm going to come over here to where it says patch tool, because the patch tool is what I always use. Any tool that works for you, you use that tool. All right, so patch tool, I'm just going to zoom in, hold down on the space bar so I can get the hand, so I can move up the image. And then all I'm going to do now is to, make selections for the pimples I'd like to remove, and just remove them, just like that. You can use the healing brush, you can use the hatch tool, you can use the spot healing brush, you can use the clone stamp. Anyone that actually works for you, you use that tool. But for me, the patch tool is my favorite tool for removing blemishes from the model's skin. All right. Oh, and she did her own makeup as well, and she did a great job. And guys, you must be wondering why you're getting a video today. Well, I've been super busy. Trust me, I had a lot of weddings over the weekend, weekdays, and trust me, it's very hard for me to put out a YouTube video when I have to get ready early in the morning for a wedding. And, it's a lot of work, trust me. But I told myself that I'm going to wake up this morning and I'm going to, do a video. And hopefully for this week, I have a lot of editing to do this week, but hopefully for this week, I'll ensure that I have a video ready for Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all I'm doing right here, guys, as you can see, is to remove the blemishes from the model's skin by using the patch tool. So you just make a selection of the blemish you'd like to remove, and you just drag to a clean area. That's all I'm doing. It's good to start from the top and come right down and ensure that you're zoomed in, and also you zoom out sometimes, because you will miss some of the blemishes if you do not zoom out. So yeah, I'm gonna zoom out now, right here. So this is the most important step before you even start doing frequency separation. You can also do the frequency separation on the high layer. You can actually do this on the high layer, but I don't like doing it on the high layer. I like to just do it on the image itself, the image layer itself. And always ensure that you create a new layer in case, you may do something that you want to go back and edit. You can do that. Sometimes I don't even create a new layer because, after doing this for a very long time, you do not make a lot of mistakes and you just have a perfect clean image. All right, so this is the before and this is the after. All right, just a subtle change, but you get the drift. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to come here to where it says AD frequency separation, You can download the frequency separation action by using the link in the description. All right. I'm going to ensure that I move my radius to, I'm going to put it at 3. You want to ensure that you put it at a radius where when you look at the skin, it kind of blur it. Well, not kind of, it should blur the skin to where you cannot see like the detail. So I'm going to try 3 for the radius. And then I'm going to go to the low layer right here. I'm just going to zoom up my image a little bit more. I'm going to hold on the space bar and move the image over. Then I'm going to go to the mixer brush. The mixer brush is normally nested on the brush. What I did, I took mine out, and yeah, because I always use it. For the wet, I'm going to put mine at 23%. Everything else remains the same. And then all I'm going to do is just do that. So all I'm doing is just paint. And I'm trying to keep the same, like how her face is shaped and how the makeup was done. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep the same shape of the face. Right here, I want to just blend it out a little bit, so we don't see a hard transition. So all I'm doing is painting. I'm just painting down. But you want to ensure the transition is not hard. We have a shadow right there, I'm not sure. I think it's because of the light. I'm going to get my brush smaller by using the bracket on the keyboard. And just do the same thing. So all I'm doing is to just... Alright, so there's this dark spot there, kind of shaping the nose. Do I like that? Not sure, no. I'm going to go back. Because what happened is that if you have a dark spot and you'd like to bring the darkness, or if you bring the shadow or shaded area down, you can do that. Or so for example, if this area is light, once you go up, once you paint up, it's going to light up everything else at the top. If this is dark and you bring it down, it's just going to darken the side. So I want to brighten here a little bit instead of darken it. That's what I love with the mixer brush. And the higher the wet is, the more drastic change, more drastic change on your image. And also using the mixer brush will flatten your image, so you have to do like what do they call it, dodge and burn, to bring back a dimension basically. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so I kind of messed up right here. Let me see if I can go back. You know what? I'll fix that some other way. Just gonna zoom in some more to the side of her lips and do some more right here as well. So I'm just trying to blend it out a little bit. Gonna get back the patch tool, and then I'm gonna go to the high frequency layer, even though I don't like to use the high frequency layer when I'm removing blemishes. And I'm just gonna remove some more of these fine bumps here. Alright, right here we have a little spot. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, that worked a little bit. What I could do is to get the clone stamp tool. I'm gonna get the clone stamp. Then I'm going to clone stamp tool at 100%, and then I'm just going to sample right here and paint over the area that is white. Alright, what I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do to fix that. I'm just going to create a new I'm gonna mask it out, but before that I want to fix right here first. So let me just come back here to the mixer brush and get my brush bigger. I'm just gonna blend out here a little bit. It's a little bit dark. Like that. Alright, so I didn't do the model's neck yet, but I'm gonna create a new frequency separation action for that. Still think I want to blend out here a little bit more. Alright, that looks good. And we can still see texture in the model's skin, which is a good thing. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a mask like that, and then get my brush at 100%, or maybe at 90%, and I'm gonna brush the white area right here. That happened when I was doing the frequency separation. I was using the mixer brush. I think some of the white from the nail went on her face while I was using the brush, so I'm just gonna do this and get rid of it. Alright, good. Let me just create a new layer. That's Control Alt Shift, and then I'm just gonna do the patch tool and pull it down again. Okay, that works perfectly. Still removing blemishes. Alright, good. Trust me, retouching can take a lot of time, to be honest with you, because there are times when you go back on the image and do something at another area, you realize that we still need to remove more blemishes from another area, which is why you should not rush and, yeah. So I'm going to create a new frequency separation layer, but I'm going to delete this one because I'm through with it. So delete that one, and then hold on, go back here. Good. And then I'm going to create a new one. Go to the top, frequency separation. I'm going to put it at 3 again. Go to the low layer. Then I'm going to get the mixer brush and I'm going to continue the mixing. Oh, I have to watch the spots on the skin there. Alright, I think I like this. I think I'm done. There's not much I think I need to do. Alright, that should be it. Let me just zoom up a little bit. As you can see, we have, you know what, let me try something here. Because some part of the image is light, some part is dark. So I'm going to try to fade it out a little bit more. Like that. Alright. I can't spend a lot of time on this, trust me, because the video is going to be super long and I don't want it to be super long. Alright, so that's it. So what I'm going to do now is to I'm going to create a new layer. Control Shift Alt E to create a new layer. Control J to duplicate it. And then what we're going to do now is to go to Camera Raw. So Filter, Camera Raw. And then we're going to play with the colors. Alright. So let me just pull this up here and pull this down here and pull this over. Yeah, I'm using a widescreen monitor, so I have to pull the ends in. All right, good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull in some of the highlights like that. Then whites a little bit. Okay, good. And then I'm going to come down here to where it says collaboration. Under the primary blue colors, I'm just going to pump up the color a little bit like that. I love that. Let's look at the before and after while we're making the adjustments. Then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back up to basic, and then I'm gonna play with the dehaze a little bit, just like that. That looks good. What else should I do? Don't think I need to do anything else, but let me see the curves. Where are the curves? Let me just play with the curves a little bit, like that. Good. I'm gonna go to the mixer, color mixer, and I'm gonna play with the color of the head thing there. So I want it to be green because it was green originally. All right, that should work for me. I like that, so I'm gonna press OK. Good. All right, so I'm still concerned about the coloring here, but trust me, I would rather fix this off camera because yeah, I don't want this video to be super long. But there's a simple fix. You can actually like create a new layer and then like get the brush, and you could sample, like for example, sample an area that you'd like the rest of the skin to match. So maybe we could just do the face right here, and then you could just get your brush bigger and change the opacity to about 1%, and you could just paint the entire area that is too light, just to, you know, try to get it to match the entire body as close as possible. So before and after. Good. So you could try that. All right, so because the key light was so close, it actually blurred the model's arms. But trust me, sometimes you're gonna have that issue, and sometimes it's the best way to like preview your images properly on a monitor while you're shooting. So when you're in studio, so you can actually, you know, make adjustments to some of these. And I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna try to see if I can lower the. Let me see something here. I'm gonna try to see if I can lower the highlights. All right, so I lowered the highlights. It's just good because when you're shooting raw, you can lower the highlights real easy. So just lower the highlights, but if you look, it looks yellow. So let me try to see if I can get rid of some of the yellow. But I still have to warm it up for it to match the image itself. So let me just go to color. I'm just gonna change this to color, and then I think it's yellow. So I'm just trying to see if I could warm it up a little bit. Let me go to orange. Not the best. So now that this is the one that I've just adjusted. So I'm gonna create a mask now, so I can just mask the hands only. So I'm gonna hold on Control and press. Well, I'm gonna hold on Alt and press the mask button. Then I'm gonna get my brush. Well, I'm still on the brush. I'm gonna go to 100%. I'm just gonna paint the arms in and see what it looks like. If it looks better. Not sure what's happening to Photoshop, but it's not looking like how I've expected it. Maybe I have. Oh, I see what the problem is. I have it on difference, so that's the reason why it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I have to change the mode from difference to normal, and then I'm going to try to do it again. Still not the best because we have this yellow. It looks yellow. I wonder if I could just use, like, I'm gonna create a new layer. Well, I'm gonna create a new layer, a blank layer, and then I'm gonna get the brush again, and then I'm gonna sample. I'm gonna sample right here, and then I'm just gonna paint over the arm. I should have done one, but yeah. Then I'm gonna lower the opacity. No, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm gonna change the blending option to about wait, I'm gonna try color. Right, that looks better, way better actually. I'm gonna lower the opacity a little bit more to about that. I'm gonna say 100%. I'm gonna do 46%. This actually looks better than what we had before. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to warm it up now a little bit. I'm going to do vibrance, and then I'm just gonna bring this up. All right, before I do vibrance, let's try saturation. Maybe a little bit, and then a little bit of vibrance. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to pull this masking layer that I've used before up here. So I'm gonna hold on Alt and bring it up. It asks if I want to replace the mask. No, I don't want to replace it. No, I guess I can't do that. Or maybe what I could do, I could create a new layer and then bring the mask up. Oh, that doesn't work. All right. So all I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make back the adjustment. Then I'm gonna, I think it's Control I to invert. Good. And then I'm gonna get the brush. I'm gonna paint back in what I've just done. I think I need to get my brush smaller. It's too big. So invert, get my brush smaller. The things you have to do when the image, when the light wasn't point directly are perfect in studio, you know. All right, I'm not sure if I like this, but I'm just gonna lower the opacity a little bit. I think this is better than what we had before. Let me just come down here and create it. Good. So this is what we had before, and this is what we have now. It's way better actually. This is what we have now. That was before. Yeah, I'm done. But right here, we're not seeing a clean transition right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this frequency separation down here. I delete it because there are times when I've tried to make an adjustment, it messes up. I don't know why. So I'm going to create a new frequency separation action. I'm going to keep it at 6.4, and I'm going to try to blend out right here as well. So go back down to the low layer. I'm on the mixer brush. I'm just going to do this. Right, so I'm trying to get the transition, a clean transition basically. Alright, so I think I am good. Not sure if I want to work on the eyes, but yeah, I'm just going to work on the eyes. Get my brush and put it at 25% and just paint the eyes a little bit. Just a little bit. I want the eyes to pop, so I'm going to do a curve and bring it up. Right, then Control I to invert. I'm still on the brush at 25%, so I'm just gonna do that and that. Good. That's it. So that's the before, that's the after. So I am done. I'm not gonna do anything else to this image. Maybe just add some blue in the shadows, and that's it. Let me take away the blue. Yeah, blue in the shadows looks good. All right, good. So now that I'm done, I'm just going to save this for Instagram. So I'm going to go to export, save for web, and then I'm going to change this to 1080. Good. And then I'm just going to click save, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. Perfect. So this is the image. So I'm done. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for another video. Bye bye.